Hello, my lovelies. It's your girl Najwa, and I'm back. Oh my god. I missed you guys so much. I'm so happy you're here. If you're new to this channel, please go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video. Guys, I am back. Oh my god. I literally have taken a little staycation because obviously you guys know I've been going through a lot. But, you know what? I feel like I'm finally back at least like 70%, you know, and I've just been taking time to do yoga and work and get back to my routine, you know, and just pick my life back up because my friend would not want me to just be sitting here vegetating, sad and crying and lonely. So I've been reaching out to my friends and my family and just kind of picking back up some normalcy in life. And everybody who's sent such nice thoughts and well wishes, I really, really appreciate it. Guys, we need to talk about this coronation business with this letter with Meghan Markle. I know I have not been in the comments and the subs of Success Squad because I literally have just been sitting here melting into a little ball of anxiety. But I'm finally better now, and I actually wanted to do this video. I wanted to film this video kind of more legit, but I just wanted to get on here quickly. I think I might do a live stream about it because it's that serious. I mean, this is the first time that Meghan Markle, well, I mean, even this, you know, and excuse me, I'm sipping my coffee a little bit. Even Meghan Markle did it herself, make this statement about the coronation and the misunderstanding and all that stuff. A representative did. So, I mean, does that really mean that, you know, like that she's back that we wanted? I don't know. But it is progress and it's a start. And I love the sassy nature of this release statement. Okay, so let's read this together. Now, first, I'm going to read to you what I read from, I think it's NBC News. I am really picky. You guys let me know what you think in the comments because I actually just, like, after I do this video, I'm about to do a quick scrub of all my comments. So you might see me, like, commenting on 15 billion of your comments that have came through, like, in the past week. But still, let me know what you think in the comments because I'm curious to know, like, what do you guys think about her statement? I thought it was very, very fiery and cindery. I mean, it was flamey. So it says, from NBC News, okay, so I'm very picky about who I read the stuff where I really just want to get like a nice sort of well-rounded grasp of the subject. If I want to see what crazy rank vitriol is being spilt out there, and then I head on over to the Daily Mail, the Telegraph, all that stuff. By the way, Rupert Murdoch is going down. I mean, I feel weird to say that about like an 82, 84-year-old man or whatever, but we know that the Daily Mail is his little Frankenstein baby, and it's just pumping out disgusting, nasty crap every day. I was literally watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and Kris Jenner was like suing the Daily Mail about something. So clearly they get sued by a lot of people. Like, media reform in the UK is imminent. It is imminent, I can tell. But anyway, so, and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, they're all a part of that. Even if they don't even know it, they're just our sweet dumplings who are just out there fighting the good fight. They probably don't even know it, but they are so important to this cause because it's not just important in the UK. You guys can clearly see that. It's in the US as well. It's happening in America as well. So anyway, so NBC News said, Meghan dismisses report she's skipping King Charles III's coronation over unconscious bias letter. So Prince Harry will attend the May 6th event while his wife remains in California. This is by Laura Saravia and Chantel De Silva. So London, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has dismissed a UK media report claiming that she decided to skip King Charles III's upcoming coronation over his response to a letter she sent him about unconscious bias in Britain's royal family. Both Buckingham Palace and representatives of the Duke and Duchess previously confirmed that Prince Harry would attend the coronation without Meghan, who plans to remain in California with Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Now, You guys already know that I feel a certain type of way about that. Most of Sussex Squad feels a certain type of way about that. They feel that they feel a little bit let down by Prince Harry. And I'm with you guys with that, but like I said in my previous video, you know, he is really, really protected. He's protected by the love that Meghan Markle has brought into his life. A real love, not a you scratch my back, I scratch your back, we scratch the media's back love, you know, like a real warm love. And he also is just, he's got a good head on his shoulders. So I don't worry about him too much. I know that he's doing this just to support his dad. I know he's doing this because he actually really does want to be back in the groove with his family. Meghan Markle with her family, I think that she is okay with taking a step back, you know. But, I mean, comparing a lower middle class family from California to the royal family, you know, in Great Britain, you can't necessarily, it's not the same thing. So I literally 100% get why Prince Harry is going. I just don't know that he's going to get anything out of it, you know. I don't think he's going to get that validation he's wanted always from his father. I don't think he's going to get, I love you, son. You know, I don't think he's going to get, we were wrong. You know, we saw all of the trials and tribulations that you and your wife went through, and we understand now that it was due to racism, xenophobia, and sexism. They're not going to get that, you know? And I feel like this is exactly where all these stupid tabloids are slipping up right now. It's like they don't understand nuance. They don't, it's like people these days, tabloids, enterprises, systems, you know, everything, monarchies, firms, governments, people, friends, family. It's like we don't take the time anymore. I guess since we're so busy now with social media and social media and social media, it's like some people just get off of social media. Like, we don't understand that nuanced nature of human life anymore. That sometimes you can't just like pop right into stuff. Sometimes you have to kind of figure out the way to groove into a conversation, figure out where a conversation is going. And if all of these publications would have came in with a sober, so after some contemplation, it is released from a statement from the representatives of the Sussex that Prince Harry is attending the coronation while Meghan Markle will stay behind with their children. We all know that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle faced trials and tribulations concerning racism and xenophobia while in the UK. It seems those issues have not been resolved, and so for that reason, perhaps there still needs to be some ongoing diplomatic conversations, you know, that happen between the Sussexes and the royal family. I don't know, you know, if we still were back in maybe like, I don't know, even the 90s. I mean, I just feel like before the technological boom happened, we had some sense of like anything, you know, we had some sense of tact, of speaking in nuanced language, of being empathetic, of being compassionate, of being diplomatic, of being bipartisan. You know, it's like, you guys know exactly what I mean. I know I don't even have to elaborate anymore because I know you just get it. Okay, so anyway, the article goes on to say the coronation will occur on Archie's 4th birthday. The Duchess of Sussex is going about her life in the present, not thinking about correspondence from 2 years ago related to conversations from 4 years ago. So just to be clear, I have started the fiery, saucy, sassy, peppery. That's the word I was looking for. Peppery. This statement is so peppery. Okay, so if you hadn't understood, this is the representative of Meghan Markle speaking at this point, which for me, okay, I know it's not really Meghan and we don't get her in the flesh. We don't get her like in person, like the sentiment of actually 100% of who she is. Okay, I get it. But still, it was a liaison that sort of like armed this message from Meghan. So I'm like, yes, you speak up for yourself, girl. So I'm going to start again because I really want you to hear this. You guys probably have already heard it, but listen to it again. It's just so good. The Duchess of Sussex is going about her life in the present, not thinking about correspondence from 2 years ago related to conversations from 4 years ago. A spokesperson for the Sussexes told NBC News. Now, NBC, they probably write some stuff about Meghan Markle that's dubious too. But for the most part, this is how you can really tell that, the media reform in the US is a little bit further than the UK. Fox News is a big old fat slapping, steaming example of the fact that it ain't perfect. If you're a Fox News watcher, I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to offend you, but it ain't perfect. But, we do have a lot more breadth of news sources that are more just basically plateaued, in terms of polarization. It's not just like always leaning one way or the other. There is just a little bit of objectivity to it, at least a little bit, And NBC News is one of them. So I feel good, not 100% perfect, but I feel good at least getting this information from them. It goes on to say, any suggestion otherwise is false and frankly ridiculous. We encourage tabloid media and various other royal correspondents to stop exhausting the words that are chosen in here. If this ain't peppery, if this don't pop, like they said in Downton Abbey, make it peppery, make it pop, If this doesn't pop, I don't know what does. To stop exhausting the circus that they alone are creating. It's also, I've been writing a book. I've told you guys I'm writing a book about millennials finding love, sort of a self-help book. And my dad was a writer, and I would just sit and watch him on his old little Acer computer or whatever, just typing away back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. And he would just be so much in the zone. And sometimes I would go and read what he wrote, and he would have to sort of explain to me, like, why it is that this sentence is interesting, or why it's funny, or why it's sad, or why it's sarcastic, or whatever. And I just love the last, 9 words in the sentence. To stop exhausting the circus that they alone are creating. Exhausting pops out, stop pops out, circus pops out. They alone are creating pops out, because we know that they are creating this circus all on their own. They're just writing some crazy narrative. It's taking a mind on its own, and they are forgetting the simple fact that they're talking about human beings here. Human beings with actual lives. How unethical, how unfair this is, They don't stop to think about that. So it goes on to say, the comment comes after a report in the British newspaper, the Daily Telegraph, citing an anonymous source, claimed that Meghan would not be attending the May 6th event over the King's response to concerns she raised about unconscious bias, beliefs, stereotypes that people may not be fully aware when they carry, following her bombshell interview alongside Harry with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'm not going to read the rest of this because you know what it basically says. It goes on to basically give some background of the interview that they did back in 2021. It goes on to tell what the statement at that time was that Buckingham Palace released, which was that fake concern statement. The issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning, the statement said. While some regulations may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately. Well, why aren't you addressing it publicly so that we, the people, can actually see that you guys aren't a bunch of crazy, rich, racist bigots, sitting eating popcorn while a woman is wanting to unalive herself? Can you please give me... But anyway, so that's why I'm not going to read that, because aside from Meghan Markle's peppery, popping statement, I literally don't want to read anything else from here, because that's all old news that they're just reiterating basically what Buckingham Palace said following Oprah's interview. And I didn't like it. I really, really didn't. As much as I feel like I don't have an inherent problem with the monarchy, I do have a fundamental problem. I don't even know if that makes sense. Inherent, fundamental, that's basically the same thing. How could I describe this? It's I don't have a problem with the monarchy existing. I don't have a problem with the monarchy existing. But just like the US, House, Senate, Congress, the Judiciary Board, it's going to have to change up. It's going to have to change up. It's going to have to get more diverse. It's going to have to adapt its laws and policies and standards to the multicultural landscape that we have today. And so everything else that just from Buckingham Palace from 2021 following that Oprah interview, it's like they let me down. Okay, they let me down. They let Meghan down. They let every person of color in Great Britain and the Commonwealth down. They let every person of color in the world down by not being in solidarity, intentional, very, very solid, very, very intentional, saying that they don't condone racism in any way and that they are going to change what they can change to make sure that that Great Britain and the Commonwealth are more open places. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. And every single day they make it worse by just tightening up their lips, and skyscraping the smile up a little bit higher. You can't do that in this day and age. People are not stupid. So anyway, I could literally just be going off on my soapbox about that all day. So let's read the article, the original article from the Daily Telegraph that's being criticized. So, the Telegraph, Lord have mercy. I'm not in love with this website at all, obviously. And most of the stuff that I see coming from there, they get you. They must be putting a lot of money in Google search ads because you literally will be just searching for something and the Telegraph is going to try and make its way into your search results, baby. It's the Telegraph and the Daily Mail are so past the ethics of publication, the ethics of media, that I don't even know if it's savable. And we know from, this whole Dominion case, Rupert Murdoch, Fox News, we know about with what happened in Tennessee with the expelled lawmakers and the NRA, all of the school shootings that have been happening in the U.S. Rich backers can be lobbyists, lobbying for these things that are not good for the public, including corrupt media, to just keep going. And I mean, like I said, I am not an expert on British politics, but I can't see any scenario where the same thing wouldn't be happening there, because just looking at their media, it really is a circus. What Meghan Markle said is so beautiful because, it just puts a stop to it. It's just no, it's almost like giving the hand. It's like, no, I reject all of your analysis. It's absolutely ridiculous. I feel like back in the day, Meghan is such a sweet soul that she probably would have tried to be really sweet. But now it's like, no, you're wrong. Hypothesis rejected on all accounts. Please go away. That's basically what that statement read to me. And it's true because she deserves so much more than that. And Prince Harry deserves so much more than that. And the British public deserves more than that. And the world deserves more than that. And the Commonwealth deserves more than that. It's like, dude, you've had so many chances to show that inside of that body, that corpse, that human body, I guess, that we can use as a metaphor, that is the royal family, that you have no spine. That you are literally just falling down like a noodle on the floor because you're spineless. And you've shown that in 2021. You showed that in 2016. You showed that in 2017. You showed that in 2018, in 2020, in 2023 with this ridiculous coronation circus. You keep showing it over and over and over and over again. And very, very soon, I mean, we can be the bigger people and sit here and say, we know that the firm has really, really royally messed up. There's no way around that. They've royally messed up. And as much as they can try and initiate the tabloids to sort of sick them on the press against Harry and Meghan to sort of balance the scales by having Harry and Meghan have a bunch of bad press, it's not going to work because it's worked for a while and it will continue to grab the in and odd deranger or whatever out there. But people are not stupid and it's not going to work forever. You know, you made a mistake. You learned something, okay? You learned something about growing, about multiculturalism. Again, I'm talking to the old, sad, rickety, old corpse, you know, smoking and coughing and, you know, who needs a diaper change. That is the way that I'm picturing this iteration of the monarchy. This iteration of the monarchy who cannot accept that they made a mistake, cannot accept that they have a duty and a responsibility to people in the multicultural world that we live in, cannot accept that they had a mixed race black daughter marry into their family and that they're hurting her, that they're hurting the mixed race kids that their son had with this woman. That people all across the world that this story reverberated with, because most of the world is of color, you know? And how do you think that felt? I picture the firm in this moment, you know, and this token of time in history between 2016 and now, and possibly the future to go on. I picture it as literally a sad old rickety man with a crooked backbone, smoking, coughing everywhere, nasty, smelly, dirty diaper, coughing up, you know, balls of gunk, ringing the bell for somebody to come and wipe his booty. That is what the monarchy is right now. Can't do anything. But at the same time, spineless. Absolutely spineless. And that comes back. You know, it doesn't have to be karma. It doesn't have to be God. You know, you can look at this from a totally secular overview. This is a historical issue because history will look back at the UK and history will say, you were in the wrong. But anyway, so the Telegraph says, and again, this is the bad article, exclusive, Meghan wrote to the king over racism concerns. And you can just see in the handling of this, I'm sorry, I don't want to stop at every single headline, but it's just that ridiculous. Even in the handling of it, you can see there's no sensitivity, no anti-racist sentiments, no activism or advocacy for those anti-racist causes. No empathy, no compassion. You can just tell, even from the headline. Exclusive, Meghan wrote to the king over racism concerns. Okay, moving on. So revelations come after Duchess of Sussex confirms she will not come to Britain for Charles's coronation. This is written by Victoria Ward, royal editor. Oh, of course. And this article is cut off. Okay. So I am actually not subscribed to the Telegraph. So I'm going to go to Lipstick Alley and read it. Okay. Ugh, dear Lord, what would I do without you, Lipstick Alley? Okay, so it says by Victoria Ward, and this is April 21st, 2023. The Duchess of Sussex expressed her concerns about unconscious bias in the royal family in a letter to the king, the Telegraph can reveal. It is understood that the correspondence was sit in the wake of the March 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview, in which the Duchess alleged that a member of the royal family had speculated about the color of her unborn son's skin. A source had said that the Duchess feels she has not received a satisfactory response to her concerns, and that is believed to be one factor in her decision not to attend the coronation on May 6th. Okay, so let's stop there. The first thing, obviously, taking one and creating 15. It's like that is the role of these gussy friggin' tabloids in the UK, like the Telegraph, like the Sun, like the Daily Mail. It's like taking 1 and 2 and getting freaking 33. It's like, dude, no, that's not how it works. The second thing is, again, just totally emotionally unintelligent. You know, just looking for the easiest way to finish something, the easiest way to get a dime, a buck, the easiest way to get your boss from hovering over your desk. Whoever wrote this, whatever. The easiest way out, no sense of subtlety, no sense of nuance, no sense of tact. You know, they keep coming back to this issue about Archie's skin color, which, yes, That is the ultimate part of this whole scenario. But to take the claims that Meghan Markle experienced racism in the UK, experienced death threats, okay? Experienced all in all a huge amount of volatility, violence, and rejection and harassment by being the first Black member of the British royal family from that country. And to just make this about her kid's skin color, it's like people are really acting like they can't understand nuance. They can't understand that systemic racism is like at 100 and the skin color piece is just 2% inside of 100. It's a part of the whole, okay? It's a part of the whole thing. But the skin color thing is just a small part. It's a big part. It's a very, very important. But there's so many instances, not just with Meghan Markle. Take a look at Ngozi. Take a look at the Commonwealth protesters that were at the Commonwealth Day. You know, take a look at all those protesters that were being ignored. Take a look at Stephen Lawrence. Take a look at what Stormzy said, okay, about the UK and how he's really sort of the first Black dude to be able to have that power. Take a look at what Idris Elba has said, okay? Take a look at what the everyday British person of color is saying. Like, I looked at that video with Jada Franson having an exchange with a Muslim man, and she essentially was telling this man that his whole way of life, his whole way of living, his whole means of being, his origin, his location in that country was all wrong. His religion, his race, she basically was telling this man that everything about him was wrong. Did at one moment he lose his cool? At one moment, something terrible happened? No, he basically told her, this is my beliefs, this is what I believe in, and I can respect your belief and you can respect mine. But the fact that that mentality out there exists, all of those puzzle pieces added together, and just throw the how do you want to do it? How do you want to say it? Throw the speculation of Archie's skin color in there, and it's just another jab. It's just another stick in the bicycle wheel. But all of that together adds up to systemic prejudice. UK, how are you going to counter systemic prejudice? How are you going to counter systemic racism? How are you going to counter systemic racism? I mean, it's like this this polarized, hate inciting, fear-filled, Karen-looking, Ken-looking mentality is literally ruining modern society and democracy. And the saddest part is that the people, the individuals, the companies, the systems that make up this monster don't see themselves succumbing to the depths of depravity. They don't see it. So, okay. So anyway, you know what? Like I said, I could be on a tangent all day. So it said that, it goes on to say, the Prince of Wales, he is understood to have expressed sadness over the chasm that had emerged. How do you say the need to make such high profile and damaging allegations? Boom, right there. You have everything that you need to know. They are not even really that upset about what was said, but they probably are also upset about what was said because, you know, narcissism doesn't look at criticism with compassion and empathy. They look at it as an attack on them. And you also know that they don't like the means of it. You know, it comes down completely to that they didn't like the means of it. They possibly could have handled the subject matter in a private, because they don't want anybody knowing anything. They want to keep everything secret. It's like they could have released a statement. They could have taken part in some causes directly to this. You know, show me in the policies. I actually, at this point, I feel like I need to do some research. I feel some research coming on. So show me in the policies. Show me in the policies of a monarchy where it is unacceptable for people to to represent any type of cause, you know, like I've heard this thing in the media before where they say like, oh, they can't support any causes that are, how do they call it? I don't know. I don't even know how they say it. It's like these touchy causes, you know, like show me in the laws, show me in the policies and the standards for the royal family where it says that, because I want to know that. If any of you guys know about it, let me know. Okay. And if you don't, I'm going to do me a little bit of a, you know, Sherlock Holmes mouse investigation myself, because I really want to know what this is. You know, why couldn't the royal family attend a conference sponsored by the NAACP, for example? Please tell me. Because they can do that for UN. They can do that for UN women and things like that. So why couldn't it be for that? Why couldn't they donate to some sort of interfaith alliance whose goal is to link at least the Abrahamic religions together? You know, like, why couldn't they do that? I want to know what the policy is. But anyway, like, this expression of sadness from the Prince of Wales doesn't read genuine, doesn't read authentic, and it doesn't read actionable. There's really no actionable. I think at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. There's no actionable advances to really address the problems at hand from the firm. So it goes on to say, he is sad to be disappointed that the Duke and Duchess felt the need to make such high-profile and damaging allegations. In the interview, the Duchess told Winfrey that there had been concerns and conversations about how dark his Archie skin would be when he was born. The letter came after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's bombshell claims in their Oprah Winfrey interview. A source claimed that the letters make clear the identity of the senior member of the royal family who made the comment. It is understood that both the king and the Duchess acknowledged that the individual's remarks was not made with malice. So, I mean, why are they talking about old stuff? You know, and this is one of those things where we have to wonder, is King Charles communicating through the tabloids, you know? The Duchess is believed to have thanked the king for his words. It's official. It's official. This is literally just King Charles. The Duchess is believed to have thanked the king for his words. The Duchess's letter is also said to suggest that she had never intended to specifically accuse the individual involved of being a racist, but was raising concerns about unconscious bias. And again, they keep getting caught up in this word unconscious bias, like looking at this thing like it is, you know, like they're detectives, you know, detectives trying to figure out a home murder mystery dinner. You know, it's like, you guys are such quacks. What don't you understand? You need to create a more multicultural and tolerant acceptance in the UK around race relations. Like, what the freak don't you understand? If there's one thing I really hate in this world, guys, it's incompetence. It's the one thing that really, really grinds my gears. And you see it all around with the corrupt UK tabloid media. So, it goes on to say, however, it's understood that she does still consider the comment to be racist. One royal source suggested that while the exchange was warm in tone, it had not eased the tension between the two sides. The Duchess is understood to feel that concerns she raised, which crucially include the way in which bullying complaints against her were handled. Oh my God. Now they're bringing up the bullying, the fake bullying of the 5 a.m. emails, the fake bullying, as a way to make Meghan look, you know, what's the word? Guilty. It's just like a smoke and mirror to make her look guilty. And for, as we said, the royal family to seemingly not really take any real accountability. It was confirmed earlier this month that Duke would attend the King's coronation on May 6 alone, as the Duchess had opted to remain at home in California with their children. However, she also wanted to protect herself by sidestepping the inevitable criticism and attention that her appearance would have provoked. So there again, malicious tone, malicious language, just really snarky and missing the point in total. I mean, it almost seems like the Telegraph or the Daily Mail or GB News are those type of people who, when you fall and you maybe chip your tooth and you're bleeding, they're just sitting there laughing, and even all the way in the ambulance to the hospital, they're laughing. And you try to laugh along too because you're hurt. You're like, but you're like, no, seriously, I really, really hurt myself. And the person's like, well, that's what you get because you stepped over there that way. And, whereas a real friend, someone who really had your interest at heart, even not a friend, even a colleague or a peer, but someone who had your best interest at heart would say, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, can I help you? Oh my goodness. Like, let's get you to the hospital. They wouldn't sit there pointing and laughing. This comment here, however, she also wanted to protect herself by sidestepping the inevitable criticism and attention that her appearance would have provoked, says to me completely, totally, that is that person pointing and laughing. There is no good intention in that. There's no anti-racist sentiment in that. And the Telegraph or this writer or any of the powers that be within this corrupt UK media monster, they have absolutely no intention on contributing towards anti-racist causes, towards anti-xenophobic causes, towards humanitarian causes that, eliminate sort of the redlining and the glass ceilings that happen for people of color, for women, okay, for children born into poverty. To me, that right there tells me everything I need to know about you, that you are a pompous ass who only cares about yourself and the buck that you can make. This woman, Victoria, is riding the coattails of the Meghan hate bandwagon for her little buck. And, you know what? I hope you enjoy it because the place that you'll end up in, you cannot take that buck with you. And I don't foresee it being very pleasant. Anyway, royal sources indicated that they had never expected the Duchess to fly over for the occasion, aware that her private correspondence with the king had not been enough to further mudslinging. Oh my God, to further mudslinging from the Sussexes. So with 100% and not a doubt that this is a malicious article. There is no understanding, no anti-racist sentiment, none of that. No empathy, no compassion, no humanity. It goes on to continue to say, the continued souring of relations within the royal family has seen the Sussex star in a 6-part Netflix docuseries and the publication of the Duke's memoir, Spare, in which he squarely took aim at his family. Guys, the other day I was in the grocery store and I saw Spare in French, and I just started dancing in the middle of the aisle. And my husband and people were like, oh, what the fuck is that woman doing? And I was like, hey, I'm so proud of Prince Harry. So, yeah, guys, Spare. One of the best-selling memoirs of our day. Yes, you know what? They did really good, didn't they? Spare was awesome. And the Netflix docuseries, amazing. Don't forget to mention the Lifetime movies, all the books written about them. They love to say that Prince Harry and Meghan are unpopular, but wow. They just love trashing them, love gossiping about them. Anyway, moving on. So, while the issues raised during the racism row have never been resolved, the Duchess is said to have moved on and does not hold a grudge. The royal race row involving Lady Susan Hussey, Elizabeth II's longest serving lady-in-waiting last autumn, has also not helped. Also, although the Sussexes were said to acknowledge that the incident reflected outdated attitudes held by the older generation. Well, yes, that is everything. But, it's really, again, here, they're missing the nuance. They're missing the fact that we're talking about systemic racism and not just individual instances, although we are talking about those as well. But it's really more about the whole collective of the thing, the symbiosis of it all. So Lady Hussey swiftly resigned after it, and it was after it was claimed that she had subjected Ngozi, etc., blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's not really, it's talking more about Lady Hussey. I'm going to skip down because that's not a huge concern to me. So I skipped down here. So it says the Duke of Sussex made clear in television interviews in January that he was holding out for an apology from his family when he insisted he wanted to reconcile with the King and the Prince of Wales. Tensions with Charles were soothed when the King did eventually reach out to his son, and the pair had a heart-to-heart shortly before the Duke confirmed his attendance at the coronation. So maybe they did see each other when Prince Harry was in London. And very, very well, maybe they did have that heart-to-heart. But clearly that heart-to-heart wasn't 100% successful because Harry's wife and children are still not attending the coronation. You know, beyond the fact that it's a coronation for an entire country, it's also something for a family member. It is for Lily and Archie's grandfather. Okay? It's for Meghan's father-in-law. But they have made it so intentionally very clear that Harry is so much more important to them than Meghan, Lily, or Archie. That those mixed race babies over there in California, like, whatever. That's and their mom, you know, it's like, whatever. We really just wanted Harry. And that right there still points, the irony of it all is it still points to systemic racism. That Charles and the firm and the UK in total have not learned one single thing from this. One single thing from this. This right here is yet another act of systemic racism, you know. So until people open up their hearts, open up their ears to see stuff, it's not going to go anywhere. But I don't foresee Harry becoming completely chummy with his family all of a sudden because of this. Because he'll get back home and he'll see how good it is without all that pomp and press and society and etiquette. He'll just get back to where it's good, where it's warm, it's real, it's lovely, it's authentic. And he'll think, this really sucks. This really, really sucks that I can't merge my two worlds. Why can't I have both of my worlds? And then he's going to run back into Meghan's arms and King Charles will again have a fit of jealousy and insecurity. It's almost like King Charles is competing with Meghan for Prince Harry's love. It's absolutely twisted. And worse, he's using the corrupt UK media to express those sentiments. But anyway. So the Duchess told Winfrey that several conversations had taken place between the unnamed member of the royal family and the Duke about what their unborn son would look like. She told the U.S. broadcaster it was safe to assume, and you know the thing that I hate about the Telegraph and the Daily Mail, they use a lot of apostrophes and quotation marks to say things, and it comes off as pompous and sarcastic. You know, it comes off as them saying, this isn't what reality is. This is just whatever this person is going on about. You know, it's like, this is just what this person is on about. Whatever. You know, I hate that. I see it on YouTube. I see it everywhere on their websites. It's gross. So at the time of the interview, the king, then the Prince of Wales, was said to have been deeply concerned about the racism allegations, which prompted crisis meetings at the highest level of the institution. Sources suggested he felt let down by his son and daughter-in-law, who he had supported more than he would care to say. Boom. Right there. Right there. I mean, you can clearly tell that this is a timeout. You know, even if Meghan could have came to the UK, you know that the concessions that would have been put in place to make sure that she was protected, both her physical person as well as her mental well-being, that was out of the question. They weren't going to do that. They were going to make her life a living hell. And then when a bunch of people would have given her love and attention and applause and praise, they would have made her life like 4 times living hell. You know, she wasn't going to risk her life going up here with these crazy extremists who they could just be bored and take this mother out of her kids' life forever. She wasn't going to risk that, and neither was Prince Harry. The fact that King Charles is still on his soapbox about, my boy, I've done so much for you. How dare you say that I'm racist? How dare you say that I'm unfeeling? You know, the fact that he's on his soapbox and he can't just step down and say, I am so sorry you went through that. Again, the person who chipped their tooth on the ground. Are you going to sit there and be the person pointing and laughing and say, hey, I told you should have done that. That's your fault. You should have done that. Are you going to be that person, or are you going to be the person to say, oh my God, you look hurt. Can I help you up? I really feel like I don't need to read much more of this. I cannot, guys. I mean, I cannot. I can't look at the Telegraph. I can't look at friggin' Nate the lawyer. I can't look at Steph the alternate. I can't look at Ava Gardner. I can't look at P. Dana. I can't look at Daily Mail. I literally can't look at it because I told you it feels like my brain is just going to ooze out of my ear cavity and melt on the floor like ice cream. You know, like it is so painful, so painful to look at this. And, you know that not only the Sussexes are being hurt, take the Sussexes out of it. It's not just about the Sussexes. History is taking a hit because people don't understand nuance and empathy and compassion and humanity and ethics, you know, and multiculturalism anymore, of tolerance anymore. It's very sad to watch, but I'm sorry that was such a long one, guys. I really would love to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Really curious to know what you guys are going to say. And if you have any ideas for videos or anything that you want me to talk about, you can also feel free to put that in the comments. If you are new here to this channel, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. I hope to have a live stream coming soon, part 2 of why we love Harry and Meghan so much, why they're so resilient. But I also think that I might explore a little bit into this cause thing. I might do a live stream on this cause thing in the royal family, because I really want to know, why can't the firm in the UK support a cause like the NAACP or an interfaith cause or something like that? What are the rules? You know, what are the rules? Because they really need to hop on anti-racist sentiment immediately to cause all that scuffed up from this circus, as the spokesperson said so eloquently. But again, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy to be back. I love you guys. Love to you guys. I missed you all, and I will see you next time. And be safe wherever you are out there. Stay safe, stay loved, stay happy, healthy. I hope that you are prosperous, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye guys. Bye. Bye. Bye.